They're in game 3 as time is ticking away. We will update you here on the board. We've seen Tom Ross all weekend here on Bant Megamorph. He has Knight of the White Orchid and Death Mist Raptor both in play at 19 life, beating down right now on Bradley Carpenter's Esper Tokens deck. Bradley, no creatures in play, but he has Murderous Cut working for him. It takes care of Death Mist Raptor as we on end step as we go to Brad's turn. And he's in a situation where he's killing Death Mist Raptors, which doesn't seem great, but at the same time, there's a ton of cards going on in Bradley's hand.
Yep. You know, if he dies this game, it's going to be with spells in his hand. So he's just got to cast stuff basically.
Yeah, looking at his hand, looks like Disdainful Stroke, Utter End, Sorin, Solemn Visitor, Painful Truths, Dragonlord Silumgar, all options here.
But he's also got to respect the possibility of counter spells out of Ross's deck.
Looks like the choice will be the last card in hand. It's going to be a copy of Archangel of Tithes. These are all sideboarded cards for Bradley Carpenter, so he's definitely gone to become from an Esper Tokens deck to a makeshift Esper control deck in these postboard games.
Yeah, even leaving in copies of Painful Truth, so he's trying to outgrind here.
So here's the Archangel, leaves 2 up for Disdainful Stroke. He'll pass back to Tom. Tom's side, 6 lands in play, just 2 cards though. He's going to Disdainful Stroke the Archangel of Tithes and go back to work untapping here. He's got Bradley within his sights. 10 life means 5 hits. Here's the first one, Knight of the White Orchid. He's down to 8 life. Would love to speed up that clock. Here's Nissa, Vastwood Seer. She'll go ahead and get a land. It looks like the last card in Tom's hand is Snapping Gnarlid.
A big finish.
Yeah. Well, at this point, most creatures seem okay. For Nissa, he gets to cast her, play 7th land, and flip her into the Planeswalker. +1, and look at the top card. It's a land. That one goes into play. And we'll see if the Gnarlid wants to join in on the party.
It's not getting a lot better.
Now, if you put Snapping Gnarlid in your deck, that's what you're signing up for. Tom's going to go ahead and cast it as we go back to Bradley Carpenter. Here's Dragonlord Silumgar stealing Nissa. This is huge, though.
And Ross does not have a lot of ways to remove this card.
Wow, and look at that. So he does that, then makes the Elemental off Nissa. This is a huge turnaround. Tom was a spot where he had 2 creatures, an active Planeswalker to Bradley's empty board, and suddenly things look horrible as Tom's next draw is another Snapping Gnarlid.
Big top deck there from Tom.
Yeah.
Just another
wow.
Just another copy of that card.
Nissa will plus on Bradley's side, draws him Silk Wrap. And he may have turned the corner here. Look at all the cards in hand he has. He'll start by Silk Wrapping. They're all the same. He'll hit one of the 2/2s. Looks like it'll be a Gnarlid.
Yeah, one good top deck deserves another. Ross with the Gnarlid off the top. Carpenter with the Silk Wrap to answer.
Here's Sorin Solemn Visitor for Bradley Carpenter. And the one thing I do like about Esper Tokens is if this goes to time, he has a lot of ways to end the game quickly. Sorin pluses 1/0 and lifelink to the team. Here comes the Elemental. Here comes Dragonlord Silumgar. It's 9 damage, all life-linked at Tom.
I don't know if there's any way for Tom to get out of this empty-handed. I mean, I have to assume it involves a Temp Protector, but I don't know if he has any way to get Dragonlord Silumgar off the table.
Tom takes the damage. He goes to 9. Bradley up to a healthy 17. And the tables have turned. Dragonlord Silumgar doing all the work here for Bradley.
And Carpenter's leftovers here are not shabby. Got Secure the Waste, Counter Spell, Removal Spell.
Gideon.
Yeah, lot to work with.
I believe even a Painful Truths in hand. Bradley with a 5-card hand, but already ahead on the board. He's representing lethal next turn. And here's a attack from Tom. The 2 creatures will join together to take care of Nissa. And a top deck from Tom is a Morph. Maybe it's Den Protector that you said that if there were a comeback, that's what it would start with. Though he has a lot of work left to be done.
Yeah, Tom had enough mana that turn to unmorph Den Protector, get back Nissa, get back a Death Mist Raptor. So I'm assuming that's another copy of Death Mist Raptor.
Yeah, that does make sense. And we'll see there. Shambling Vent is the play from Bradley. Sorin will plus to give the creatures 1/0 and lifelink, and here they come again, 9 points worth of lifelink. That's going to force Tom into a block. We'll see what the morph is. It is Den Protector.
Okay, we'll see if Tom had something better in his graveyard to get back than the Nissa.
So Deathmist Raptor comes out of the graveyard. Checking what he wants to get back. Now, on a check on Tom's side, yeah, he's going to get back Nissa. He does have one more forest in his deck to get with her.
Okay.
4 copies. So he'll get that back. And the Deathmist Raptor trades with the Elemental. Tom at 5, Bradley at 26. Tom has the Nissa, but I'm sensing we're setting up for one of those secure the waste finishes on Brad's side.
Yeah, I mean, the game still looks winnable on the table if you're in Tom's position, but I think Bradley's got it all covered.
Yeah, he can end step 5 creatures. He can plus them with Sorin, plus them with Gideon. That is a lot of damage. So here's Nissa. No search. Is it possible that Tom boarded out a forest, and that's why he's checking the sideboard?
That seems to be a possibility, and if Tom was on the draw here, I think that might be likely, that he cut a land for game 3. It seems weird that you would cut a forest, though, with Nissa in your deck in a game that has the possibility going on for a long time.
Utter End will be pointed at Nissa. Okay, he don't think he has. He still has the 4th forest. This was with the enter the battlefield trigger on the stack that Carpenter chose to use Utter End.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to cut a land,
yeah, it would be something.
Canopy Vista probably, maybe a Plains, but I wouldn't touch a forest.
Sure. So Tom gets the remaining forest from his deck, now in hand, but with no Nissa in play, it is much less effective. He'll go ahead and play it. Snapping Gnarlid is bigger. Now that it's a 3-3 with Den Protector, maybe they can team up to take down Sorin. We have reached time, meaning this attack from Tom is turn 0. After that, there will be 5 turns, so Bradley will have 3 more attacks. Sorin taken down by Den Protector plus Snapping Gnarlid. And Tom having to leave back Knight of the White Orchid in case he was required to chump block Shambling Vent.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Dragonlord Silumgar. It will attack in. Tom Ross will drop to 2 on the attack.
I think Carpenter just sits back on his heels here with all of his mana, secure the wasted Saneful Stroke. Casting Languish here risks Dramoka's command in response, taking care of the Dragonlord. So I think you just sit on your heels.
Same conclusion for him. Turn 2 is Tom Ross's. Bradley at too high of a life total for Tom to reasonably win. I think the question from Tom is, can he even stay alive? He would need a kill spell for Dragonlord Silumgar.
And these spots I've seen before, it's Ross looking to see, is there even a mistake for my opponent to make?
Yeah, Ross does have cards like Surge of Righteousness in his sideboard. You see he'll swing with Den Protector. We don't know if he has one in hand. That might be, without that, he appears to be dead on the board. Here's a Secure the Waste for 6 from Carpenter, and there's the extension from Tom Ross. So the match finishes Bradley Carpenter 11-3. He is alive for top 8, and for Tom, the boss Ross, a 7-2 start on day 1 is followed by a 3-2 start on day 2. A good finish for him, but will not be in the top 8.
Yeah, Bradley Carpenter here shooting for his 3rd Standard Open Series top 8. With Battle for Zendikar legal. Very impressive.
Wow.
We have a lot of quality players here at X and 3. Only a matter of time before they start running into each other. I'm sure next round we're going to have a very good winning-in matchup, but Tom Ross a little bit short this weekend. Still an opportunity for him to finish in the top 16, but no wins here.
Yeah, and these were 2 of the decks we saw a ton of yesterday, Esper Tokens and Bant Megamorph. These 2-color white decks, these Wingmate Rock decks performing very well.